I'm in salad and I saw The Boys, Season 1, Episode 2. It's by Eric Kripke. After seeing the pilot episode, I was so excited to continue. I was like, oh, what's going to happen next? I'm very excited to see all of it. Right. Obviously, there's spoilers, so if you haven't seen this show, don't watch past this point. So, we've left off with, you got Billy Butcher. He's got Translucent in the trunk, and Huey, correct name, he's Huey. He's also with Billy Butcher, and they've got a little bit of a situation going on where, you know, they've got a soup, as they like to call him. I like it when they call him soup, because it's like every time they say it, it's like, oh, it's like soup, like chicken noodle soup. I'm gonna eat the super hero. It's cute and fun. They gotta go talk to their friend Farrelly. Starts with an F. I could be wrong. It starts with an F. But they gotta talk to him because he knows what to do. I like how Billy presents him with this information. He's like, hey, come here, I need your help. Go look at this trunk. And the entire time, Farrelly's like, yo, what are you gonna do with this? And then he's like, oh, just come look. And then he shows him who it is. And now he's obligated to help him dispose of Translucent because Translucent has seen his face. And it's like, Billy, you're the worst friend ever. You put all this baggage onto your friend like this. Come on, man. He doesn't deserve it. So yeah, now he's, there's also a concern of him having a chip. So they gotta take him underneath to the basement. And you got, Huey. He's also just like installing this tech. It's not even like tech. He only knows about it because of his background in selling stuff like tech installation and sales is his official job title, he tells Farrelly, because Farrelly's like, oh, what are you into? Are you like good at tech or something? Are you a tech guy? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh boy, you only heard about this because the company that was trying to sell it told you it was good? Instead of knowing if it's good or not. So, you know, it could or could not be good, faulty. But anyway, he kind of stops taping whenever they do start investigating Translucent again. And Huey's, I like Huey, honestly. Huey's just, he seems good-hearted. They're trying to find a way to pierce through his skin because he's just like, I really like Farrelly's just like whole way of figuring out like how to deal with Translucent. He's like creating a weapon, and it's the same material as his skin, so maybe it's like you can puncture it using something as strong as his skin. It's kind of like the cutting diamond with diamond method. That's an idea. Doesn't ultimately work though. Like, it's like a really big bullet. Like, I really like the big bullet. And before I continue with the big bullet, let me tell you what everyone else is doing. So we're also reeling on the fact that Homelander just lasered somebody out of the sky without asking, like, or no one telling him to do it, like, whatsoever. And of course, because of this, you got Madeline. Yes, that's her name. Madeline, she's confronting Homelander. I also just love the amount of smile talking in this. She's like a big smile talker. Like, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, okay, here's what you messed up did wrong. But like in the corporate speak, which is like very loaded. Like, I just liked watching her face while she was just emoting. She's very fun to watch. And I also just like see I like the character dynamic between Homelander and Madeline, because at this point, later on, you see Homelander's kind of staring at a painting, and just, she's normally staring at a painting. Nothing wrong with that, but actually he's using his X-ray vision to spy on her doing breast pumping, and it's like, it just seems like you see her as like more of like a mother figure, that you want to please her, which is what you did. You did do this action to try to please her because you thought this guy was blackmailing her. I mean, he was, but she can handle herself. And it was honestly just like it was a disaster. Homelander should have not done that. But now he's just like angry and upset. He's like, I'm flustered. I'm flabbergasted. It's also mentioned that it was the river, it was the Deep who found your remains of the ship. And it's like, the Deep should have told anyone. Like, the Deep should have just kept that secret to himself and used it to blackmail him in the future. But now he lost that power by telling Madeline, who also says you shouldn't have told me this. And now you got tense relations with Homelander in the Deep, and it's really tense. Like, he's like grabbing his shoulder. He's like, you're really good. You're a good one. You're doing good, so good, buddy. And it's just like, also just being like, yo, I don't like you. I'm not going to protect you anymore. You're going to go on these missions, these bad side missions, where you're always sent to water because you're a water person. Actually, it's not Homelander who decides that, but Homelander is very mad at him for this, and the tension is there. But he also does have to go to this dock. I'm gonna say like a shipping yard dock area with Starlight. Starlight, this is the first chance, by the way, with Starlight. Starlight's first PR mission as someone who's never done PR before, and she's excited. And pretty much, I was like, oh, Starlight, you should not be this excited. Oh boy. You're in for a surprise. You're in for a treat. Rather. But then, well, she's not excited when she hears who she's going to be with. I love the scene. They're at the dock. He's like, yeah, I'm complaining that they sent me to all these things. Why are you in such a, what's up with your face? Why does your face suck? And she's like, she's using her power. She's really mad. She's like sulking. Well, not sulking. Sulking's different. She's just very visibly upset. She's like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Literally, what? You have the audacity to ask that? And the Deep, he tries to do the thing where he's like, well, I'm just gonna, make everyone think that you're a psycho, right? When she challenges his power, And then she's like, hey, I talked to everyone around. You are like no one. No one likes you, no one respects you, and you're just a laughingstock. And you have no power over me. If you touch me, I'm going to burn your eyes out. And I'm like, yes! Oh my goodness. Starlight, you're my true hero. You just stood up to someone who previously abused you, and I love you so much. You're a good one. Starlight, though, sad for her, she's walking home, right? And the sadness about the walking home is that she's walking home, she finds somebody in a similar situation to her. Well, they got two guys and a girl. They're trying to force this interaction, force a sexual encounter, rather. And the girl's not into it. So obviously this is bad. Starlight's there trying to stop it. You got people filming this whole entire situation where she's using her powers and kicking the butts of these people. And good thing the girl is safe. I'm glad she's safe. But it was kind of a PR nightmare for her. She gets yelled at by the social media manager. She's like, yo, you can't just do that. One, this is bad. Everyone knows your identity now. Like, pretty much immediately everyone knows her identity. It's like, oh, you did not think of this at all. You didn't think about the things that you did before you did the things. Everything has like a cause and effect kind of action, especially in a company like this where everything has to be micromanaged and controlled. It's... Starlight is now in deep. She's not in the deep, but she's now in trouble. Whole personal PR trouble, I guess. But now she has like talked to a bunch of people to try to fix her PR stuff. Her PR management. Alright, well, let's go back to what they're doing with Translucent. So, Forelli, yes. Forelli, he's taking drugs. LSD and MDMA, candy flipping, as you might call it. And he's just like always high. And he's watching Turtle, and he's like, oh, he comes up with an idea. It's like, oh, you know what? You know, he's soft inside because he has a hard exterior. And I would have not thought that, but like that's actually a really good point. So he gets the Translucent unconscious. He has a bomb, sticks it up his butt, and then wakes him up, and he's like, hey, Translucent, we have a bomb up your butt. And then Translucent looks really scared for the first time. Wow. I'm like, oh, you guys actually have like power over this guy now. It's pretty crazy and insane. But like, you know, they leave the room. They have some information that Homelander's coming to find him. They do find Homelander, but you know who says Homelander? Huey. Huey says Homelander. Huey says the words Homelander with his mouth. And that's like, because of that, Translucent now knows, oh, actually, Homelander's coming. I'm a little bit safe now. He gets a little smug about it. Billy, Butcher, they got a van outside. They're trying to distract Homelander because they saw that Homelander is coming. So they got the inconspicuous black van, which looks very suspicious. Homelander's trying to like look to see what's like behind in the van, because they're being very shady. But you know what else happens? A big explosion occurs that Billy Butcher also set up, which is like Billy Butcher's got like this whole like interconnected like maze of just explosives, I guess, in a building. It's established that he did set this. It's established that he did set this up, but it's still pretty impressive. It's like, oh wow, good on you. It explodes, and Homelander is like, oh, explosion time. Zoop, and he flies up. And then, this is the fun part. So now Homelander's gone. Now we get to see Huey and Translucent. Translucent is able to get out of his cage by like pissing in a cup and splashing the piss onto the wires and short circuits of wires. He leaves the cage and Huey's there. Translucent's like, yo, you can keep your hands clean. And I should stress the importance, like there's like 3 shots of this poster and Huey just keep your hands clean poster with a kid covered in spaghetti. And it's like, okay, Huey, you really got to keep your hands clean. This is your really good decision. And Translucent's like trying to, is actually, hey, you got to choose whether to keep your hands clean or not. And you're going to let me go or not. And Huey at first is like silent and unclicks the detonator. And so Translucent's like, okay, cool, I can just leave now. Up and leaves, and then Huey lets him like go almost to the stairs. He's like, okay, clicks it, and this is like, he goes invisible first before he explodes. Goes invisible, and then bam, just like body parts everywhere. Blood everywhere, blood on his face, and I like the framing of the shot where you see Huey's bloodified face next to that clean, keep your hands clean poster, and there's like a few more shots of Huey just like with the destruction that is everywhere now, and it's like, oh, Huey, now you're really deep into this. Now you've murdered someone. Congratulations. It seems like you're more of a murderer than, I don't know. Oh, well, you're on the same page as Billy the Butcher now. So that's that. Awesome. Man, that was really riveting. I liked that. There's just like so many power dynamics that are just changing throughout based on what everyone else does, which is fun to watch, and I'm just like very excited to keep on going with the series. And so I gotta give this episode a solid 8.1 out of 10. If you like that content, more content at patreon.com/ASEpresents. $3 a month for some daily vlogs plus some extended mint salad sauce. $20 a month, you get 1 movie review per 1 month. So go check out patreon.com/ASEpresents. More links to support me are in the link tree down below. On my Fansly, I'm talking to all fan DMs. So hit me up on fansly.com/itsmintsalad. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.